This episode of Beyond the Shelves, we're going to hear from our teen librarian, Lindy Manuel, and talk about some of our favorite teen memories because Bayleigh Vidovich is also joining. And for those of you who don't know, the three of us have all worked with teens in the library at some point in time. So tune in. It's going to be a great show.
It's uncontrolled. It's nature. It's wild.
The library has totally got you covered.
It is truly like an ice cream truck, but for books. Especially because I'm a librarian. I don't know words.
Let's see what happens. This might happen.
Well, I have to cover the page with my hand as I read so that my eyes don't skip ahead. Librarian, always so well-rounded.
So welcome to Beyond the Shelves. Thank you, Lindy and Bayleigh, for joining me. Lindy is our teen librarian, a first-time guest on the podcast. So hi, Lindy. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Oh, good. So tell us you've been with the library for how long now?
Like 12 and a half years, I think. But I started over at Mount Pleasant Library. And then almost 6 years ago, I moved over to working with the teens.
Yeah. So we're so glad to have you on our team with the teens. I figured we could all talk about, because we've all three worked with teens before. So what are some of your favorite memories or like quotes or anything you've had working with teens?
I can kick us off if you want. So I did the Teen D&D at the South County Library, and I started off doing just a bunch of one-shots. And I don't know if you remember this popular game that came out a while ago called Untitled Goose Game, which is about a little goose that goes around wreaking havoc on a small British village. And so you're the goose and you make things happen. Anyway, so there's a one-shot D&D campaign based off of that and finding and getting rid of this goose. So the teens, they try. I actually turned the goose into like a fey god, like it's fairy god, because they kept trying to kill it and burn it and everything because they're teens. So flash forward a year and a half later, we have started this whole long epic campaign. They go through this carnival, they go through the Feywild, they defeat hags, and at the end they have the final boss. And the final boss in the book was supposed to be a dragon. But I may have used the stats of a dragon for the goose, and I brought it back, and their reactions were just priceless, absolutely priceless.
That's funny. Yeah, I can hear you guys from my office as you are campaigning down the hall, and it's a crack up. Like, it really is. So you have like a great group in there for sure, and they're normal, regular teens that come into the library. So I think that they look forward to their every other Monday meetup for sure. So, Lindy, what's your favorite memory? I'll go last.
Well, I mean, you work with different groups, so that's a lot of fun. And you watch the kids come in and out and come back to visit you when they graduate. One of our core groups is an anime group, and I had to miss one meeting and came back to a note that was a "how dare you miss," but they were also apologizing for missing the prior one. And they're like, "But I suppose we're even now, but I do give you my humblest of apologies." So just knowing there's that like joking relationship with them. We have one teen that's been to every meeting except for maybe two, even like coming back in town specifically to go. So knowing that the library means that much to them is really awesome. And some of the things they say just really out of pocket. I probably wouldn't say on the podcast because people would be like, what goes on in the library? And why would someone say that? And it's like, oh, you had to be there.
Oh, that's funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So mine is, we did this program called like gross foods or something. I can't remember. Freaky foods, I think it was its technical term. And I had like a core group that would come to every single one, and they were like pretty much just boys. And it was so gross. And my child does not believe me when I say this, but I've had to eat crickets, and like we did pig's feet, like pickled pig's feet. No, but I just like remember that program. It was a lot of fun, and like talk about bonding experiences. Because I do feel like a lot of the teens come in there and they hang out and they play video games or, do D&D and all these other things. So it just creates this safe and fun environment for them to come to, programs or not. We have spaces in all of our locations dedicated to just the teens. So I think that's just such a great opportunity for them to have somewhere to go and just be silly and fun, because they don't have to be, Mr. Joe Cool or whatever at the library. You can really be yourself, and that's just so great. So, Lindy, another great initiative that you guys have in the teen department that is also at all 4 of our large locations is the Teen Volunteer Group. This program I know is near and dear to your heart. I love it because I started out as a teen volunteer way back when. So I just think it's a great thing because we all know teens in our lives, and chances are they need some form of volunteer hours for their civics class or English or, some course that they're taking, or they just want to come and help, which we absolutely love that when they're just there because they want to be there. So what can you tell us, like how, if I were a teen, how would I get started?
So you have to be 13 or older and in middle or high school, and there's an application online. We do it now in a group meeting format, so it's meant to be flexible because schedules change each semester, and it's a really fun format because we're able to have people work on things that work with their strengths and give them a chance to be creative. If they like being creative, they can help plan the teen takeover event like the Valentine's party we just had, or they can help write the script for a reel that is featured on our webpage.
You can go and check that out. Just go to rocolibrary.org under Explore and click on Middle and High Schoolers, and you will see Bayleigh featured in this reel that the teens wrote.
They wrote and blocked. They said where they wanted it filmed. Like they had very clear guidance, and they love seeing like their work come to life. And getting a way to show like a tangible impact in the library. Like with the art show last year, some of our teen volunteers made the posters to promote it that guided people upstairs, and that in itself was incredible artwork. If you're a reader, you can write book recommendations and earn volunteer hours, and then we can use those to promote things in the library. We also have just some traditional tasks. So like if you just want to do something just to do it, we have things like prepping supplies. They made a bajillion buttons last summer for summer reading.
Buttons again here soon.
It's really fun. They help out in the children's area. And it's just a way to gain like leadership and work skills that will translate as they get older. Let them try some different things out. If they're interested in marketing, they can get some hands-on experience working with Caitlin and see like, oh, this is how we do it. And then, kind of in a really safe environment, just kind of explore their interests and help the library when they're doing it. It can be a little crazy. Some of our meetings, we've had up to 24 people, and finding stuff for them to do is really a fun challenge. But it's really a great time, and it's great because we don't have to turn anyone away now. So if you need those hours for civics or for graduation, you're able to get those, and you can go when it's convenient to you. And it's at all 4 of our locations, and the event calendar is on the volunteer page, so you can see when the meetings are. And there's also extra meetings sometimes for committees or for making buttons or for helping at the art show. We'll have team volunteers help leading around that day. So it's just a great program, and we've had a lot of teens on their 13th birthday. They sign up to join because they're so excited they're finally like able to get involved.
That is fun. Yeah, it is a great program, and I'm so glad that it's back and it's in full swing. And I think all of our teen volunteer groups are full, and we have a list of never-ending projects for them. Lindy, something that's coming up that is going to be so much fun, and this is our 3rd year doing it, is the annual teen art show. So if you go on our website right now, you can see where all of the submissions are. You can view past photos of what's been turned in, see the prize winners. So can you tell us a little bit about what to expect this year?
Oh, so we're really excited. We announced the art show early enough to give teens time to work on things. And then we'll start accepting artwork this upcoming Monday, the 3rd. And you can drop off at any Roanoke County location, a Roanoke County Library location, until April 14th. Then we're going to turn the second story at South County Library into this giant exhibit. And each year it's gotten a little bigger and a little bigger. And we have a really cool way where patrons can come vote, and we have staff judging. So there are a lot of prizes. Middle schoolers compete against middle schoolers, high schoolers against high schoolers. And the reception is one of our biggest events for the year for teens. And it's the first day of the Friends of the Library book sale. So a ton of people come upstairs and see the artwork. And then at 2:00, we have a special refreshments and award ceremony. And there are prizes, gift cards. It's a lot of fun. And then all of the work does go online so people can view it from home. And every year we get a lot of teens coming and showing off their art, or they get to listen to people talk about the art because they don't realize that some of the artists are there. And it's always great for teens to hear like positive feedback without being put on the spot. So it's probably my favorite event that we do. And each year we have some teens returning. A new thing we're doing this year is you can include a little backstory. Last year we had a hat that I had no idea that it wasn't just a crocheted hat. The teen had sheared the sheep, cleaned and dyed the wool, and then knitted it into a winter hat.
That's so cool.
And there was no way to tell that. People just assumed, oh yeah, they crocheted. So because of that, this year we've added like where you can put a little backstory. But we take all types of art. There's, two-dimensional, traditional acrylic paintings. There's three-dimensional sculpting, fabric arts, and then there's oversized and unusual. And last year we had a giant wood dollhouse that somebody made, a wooden dollhouse. We had somebody did some embroidery onto jeans. So it gives teens a chance to kind of express themselves in a lot of different ways. And we have one teen that's already really sad because this is their last art show. But it's really great watching how invested they are in it. And they were already talking about it back in December. So it was very exciting.
That's so sweet. And I love that it's not just the South County program. It's a system-wide program. So anywhere that you are, you don't have to bring it to South County either. We will carefully get your project from point A to point B. And it's just such a cool event. And you've gotten some super unique pieces, things that, in my mind, it's art, but to someone like the jeans being embroidered, that might not be art to someone else. And then they look at it and they're like, oh yeah, that 100% is art. So just having that collection and having it on display. I mean, how cool is that as a teen to have something on display that's not just at their school, it's somewhere public where people can see it.
Yeah, there are pieces from the first show a couple of years ago that I still remember. The cloak last year was insane.
Yes, and they built the stand that it went on out of a tree stump and then the big tall pole. I mean, it was amazing watching just the creativity. We had wood turn pens. Yeah. I've seen some people that now this year they have 3D printers, so they want to make a design and then print it. So it really reaches out to all sorts of different media, not just traditional painting or drawing. So it's really neat to see the unique things, and each year it gets a little better and a little better.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I know, it'll be great. And if you have something you're like, I have no idea what category this goes in, just let us know. We will gladly help you figure out, where to place it. Yes. Lindy and her team are great at all of those things. So,
and if you have multiple things, you can enter in each category, one piece per judging per category. And then if you have extra, we want you to be able to show off what you're proud of. So you can enter it in as display only, not for judging. Yeah. So that was really neat because sometimes teens have a really hard time. We had one show up with 7 pieces of work and they sat with us and were like, can you help me figure out which one should I judge? What category should this go into? And we got to sit down. And then there'll also be a lot of art programs at the libraries in the next 2 months. Yes. We have this illusion landscape painting coming up. So if you come to a program and do that, you can always leave that art behind. Most important thing, you will get your art back. That's a question that comes up over and over. We will not keep your art. We will give it back to you. And some of the locations even put them on display at the home location afterwards.
Yep. And as things start rolling in, we'll start sharing them on social media and doing a little bit more reels and things. That way you can kind of get a preview, a sneak peek of the art that's coming in and maybe see your submission. So talking about the art show made me really think of a different type of game. It's not a bookish type game, but it's an artsy type game. So Bayleigh is going to be our host and Lindy and I are going to be the players. And ready when you are.
All right. So, I'll make it a bit easy for you. So it's kind of multiple choice, okay? So Monet did a series of water lily paintings, as we know. Which one of these is not a title of one of the paintings? A, water lilies. B, the lily pond. Or C, sun on lilies.
C.
I want to say A, like it's trying to trick me there.
Well, that's true. I thought about that. She would do something like that to us.
Final answer?
I'm just going to go with A.
And I'll stick with C.
All right. The answer is C. Sun on Lilies is not a title. About 80 of them are actually named water lilies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had a stationery set that was that.
I love him. He's one of my favorite artists. All right. Question number 2. Which one of these titles is not a real title of a Salvador Dali piece? All right. Is it A, The Burning Giraffe, B, The End of Man, or C, The Persistence of Memory?
Oh, I love that painting, so I know that's right.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I've been to that museum in Florida. It's beautiful.
I'm going to go with A this time. We're really digging back into my art history classes.
What was B again? I forget.
B is The End of Man.
I think A.
All right. The Burning Giraffe is actually a real painting.
Oh, man.
The End of Man is the lie.
Ian.
I know. Come on. Art history was a long time ago.
It was yeah.
Okay, here we go. Andy Warhol famously painted popular items and people. From these items, which one did he not paint? Soup can, banana, or radio set?
Radio set.
Lindy?
I guess I'll go with the art history major and say radio set.
Wrong again. No, I'm kidding. That's right. Yeah, you were right. It was... Yes, it was the radio set he did not paint. I did kind of a weird deep dive today looking up trivia questions, and he drew a lot of weird stuff. Did you know Salvador Dali, I'm thinking back to him. Andy Warhol did a lot of drawings of feet.
Oh.
A lot of feet drawings.
I did not know that.
Yeah, now you know. What is the name of the painting that covers the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel? Is it A, The Birth of Venus, B, The Creation of Adam, or C, The Sistine Madonna?
I think it's B.
B.
That is correct. It is B, The Creation of Adam.
Off rocky. I feel like we got better.
You did
along.
All right, good job. Thank you. You see more great art and hear more great art. Go to our art show for the teens.
That's right.
Yay.
Great. Maybe one day one of those will be in the MoMA or the Met or...
Oh, yeah. When is the teen art reception?
So the reception is April 26th, 2 p.m. Voting on artwork goes all the way up till 12 p.m. So we have time to tally the last minute votes, but patrons do get to vote on the different works. And there will be staff judging results and patron choice results. And there are really cool prizes every year, some art stuff, some gift cards. And the award ceremony begins after some really upscale reception food. Like it's really, really yummy stuff.
You guys put on a good show. I think it's nice.
Yes, it is. It's great for the teens for sure. So kind of segueing a little bit, but still on the teen track. So YA books. Everyone loves YA books, but you see it all the time on social media or, like we see it a lot. They're like, are we allowed to go in there? So YA books are for all, teens and adults for sure. Like you're welcome to come into those spaces and find what you want to read. When I was in there, Kiera Cass was really big, so I read the whole selection series, and she's a local-ish author, so that was cool. So yeah, just want to make sure people know about that. And then you never know, you might find your next favorite author in the teen section.
Yeah, just when you read it, don't be so surprised about all the drama. The teens love it. That's what they're written for, the teens. Remember that. So, you're not going to get the adult witty banter.
Right. More of like the love triangle-y.
Oh, yeah.
High school romance.
The meet me at the lockers kind of stuff. Yeah.
And murder.
A lot of murder than you think it was.
There are a ton of the murder, the last girl survivor type thing.
Yeah.
It's puzzles. There's a lot more puzzles. Inheritance games. That is a huge series right now. Still coming out with more.
Yeah. I'll say when I was graduating from college and moved into working in the teen center, it was very dystopian-esque at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Like Hunger Games were still super popular. Yep. All of those. And I feel like we have seen a shift a little bit more to the murdering. So, it'll all just rotate through and it'll change again. So, but yeah,
it's great. The Hunger Games I reread recently. It still holds up. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So good. But I was like, Katniss, you're making dumb decisions. Like, oh yeah, she's 16.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, how do you not? So, yeah. So that's super fun. So now we'll segue again away from teens and let's talk about some of the upcoming stuff. We have something at South County starting at the end of February. And it's our Tava art show or quilt show. So still in the art realm. And this will be really cool. They're miniature quilts that'll be on display in the staircase of the South County Library. I've previewed some of them already as I was making the marketing materials. There's one with a gray wolf in Yellowstone, and I would hang that up in my house in a second. It's beautiful because it's a wolf and it's in Yellowstone, and I just love it all.
They're so insanely talented.
Oh my gosh, the details. Yes.
Yeah.
Super cool. So this is the third show we've done with them. And this year the theme is like R-E. So the titles of all the quilts had to be re-blank. So reimagined or reintroduced, blah, blah, blah. So I can't wait for everyone to see them. And I think there's more this year than we've had in the past couple of years.
We have 20 quilts this year.
Yeah.
And the show will be up for 2 months instead of just the 1 month. So more time to come by and see it.
Yay! And then following up from that and tying it in with National Library Week. So we have a little bit because National Library Week is in April, is a local author fair. So if you're interested in a local author, know a local author, please, please, please tell them about it so they can fill out the form and join us for our day of fun where they can network with others. And then you can also buy and sell your books or others. That reminded me we need to do a summer reading teaser. So last month we did our teaser and it was that buttons were coming back, I think was the teaser. So I'm just going to spill the beans on a handful of other things and maybe cover something new. So it's going to be from June 2nd to August 2nd. Super easy to remember, 2 and 2. So it'll run for those couple of months. We are doing paper reading logs for all ages, or you can register on Beanstack. Beanstack is my favorite app in the world, I think, besides our app, RVL Mobile, because I love that one too. But Beanstack is so easy and it's great. I read to the boys every night, and then I just scan the books, and Connor's in 1,000 books before in kindergarten, Coulter's in whatever reading challenge is currently going on. So super easy. You just scan it. You'll get virtual badges. And then, of course, we have physical badges coming back for completing and participating in summer reading, coming to programs, and all of that fun stuff. And the theme is Color Our World. So it should be great fun. Think like tie-dye, and I mean, the possibilities are endless. Color Our World for sure. I think Bayleigh's going to dye her hair pink this year.
It's already been pink. I'm going to do something else.
All right. It's going to be green.
Been green. We'll think of something.
Yes. Yep. So watch out for a kind of how-to promo video coming up in the next couple of months. And because
thinking warm thoughts about summer.
Oh my goodness, I have not been able to get warm, and I'm over it. I'm ready for spring. I had my snow. I'm ready to see daffodils.
Yes.
So, but thank you all for joining, and it's been great, and we will see you next month.